Well, while everybody is continuing to add into the chat, we'll go ahead and get started. Today's session for the bite-sized learning with TXDLA is engage them with icebreakers. As you can see, we're kick-starting things off with our own icebreaker. Like I said, use the chat feature within the Zoom meetings. Tell us where you're located today and why you decided to attend today's conversation. Just generically, when we talk about icebreakers, this is always a great way to start virtual sessions, just to keep people engaged while others are joining into the session. So Rhonda, I'll just let you introduce yourself. That's silly. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rhonda Blackburn. I am the co-chair of professional development with Kelly, and I'm on the board as the CIO and a past president, and love coming to these because I get to learn so much. So excited about this one.
Great. Thanks, Rhonda. And I'm Kelly Irwin. I'm the Director of Education with Learning.com. For TXDLA, I'm currently, as Rhonda just said, the co-chair for professional development. I too love these bite-sized learning sessions, whether it's one that the team is sharing like today, where we have a panel of folks from TXDLA sharing different icebreakers that they enjoy, or it's one of our vendors coming in and sharing hot topics of information with us. Bite-sized learning is always a great way to get just a little bit of information in a fun, fast way over lunchtime. We do these on a monthly basis. On the TXDLA website, you can always find our webinars listed for what's coming up. You can also register there to attend the webinars. For this session today, again, we're talking about engaging folks with icebreakers, whether it's adults or students, looking just different effective digital and in-person icebreakers to hopefully energize your attendees. Next month on September 11th, our focus is engaging students in a distracted digital age. So sticking with the engagement theme, but looking at ways that psychology can actually impact digital engagement, providing innovative strategies. And so we're looking forward to that one. Be sure to go again to the TXDLA website, look for webinars, bite-sized learning, and register for that one. Those of you that have signed up and registered for this session, there will be a email that comes out, and it includes information on how to register for the next webinar. We have our fall leadership workshop in October in Marble Falls, Texas this year. It is always a fantastic time to learn new leadership skills, build community. So definitely take a look. All the information, again, it's on our website, txdla.org. And we look forward to hopefully having you join us for fall leadership this year. If you don't make it to fall leadership, we'll definitely miss you. But go ahead and mark the date on your calendar for our 2025 conference. It'll be March 30th through April 2nd in Denton, Texas this year. So we're excited to have a new venue. We've been in Galveston for the past few years, so moving to Denton. So hopefully we'll be able to have more folks join us from around the state and around the country as well. Again, more details are on the txdla.org website.
And I also want to add real quickly, we also now have dates for the virtual part of the conference, and that's April 22nd and the 23rd.
Excellent. Thanks for jumping in and adding that. Today's session is being recorded. Please absolutely use the chat feature, not only for introducing yourself with that first icebreaker that we did, but for questions and communication throughout the session. We'll be monitoring the chat as we go. So if you have questions, we'll try to address them in the moment. We do ask that you please mute yourself just so that we don't have any extraneous noise or feedback along the way. And without further ado, we're actually going to start our session now. So engage them with icebreakers is our session. As I mentioned, there is a panel of TXDLA members that will be kind of sharing some of our favorite icebreakers as we go through today's session. We have created a bit.ly folder where we are storing copies of lesson plans, if you will, or instruction sheets that show ways to actually do all of the different icebreakers that we're going to do. Please know that today's session, for the sake of time, we are going to rapidly go through some of these icebreakers, so maybe not into the depth that you would if you were using them in either an in-person or a virtual setting. But you do have all the details in that bit.ly folder. So you can either access it through the link that's shared on the screen or through the QR code. At the end of today's session, we'll share the link and the QR code again. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Wait, no, that's right. I forgot. September 11th, more details. We'll share these again at the end to help get you guys going for our next webinar. All right, so for our different sessions today, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Some of these do not require you to be digital. Some of them we will be sharing our screen and sharing out information. So for this next one that we're going to do, we're going to talk about our moods, right? So every day we have different moods when we join our virtual settings. Within all of the virtual tools, virtual meeting tools, whether it's Zoom or Teams or any other tool that you use, there are ways that you can change the background of how the participants see you. Some of you I know don't have your cameras on, and that's okay. If you have your camera on, now is the chance for you to go in and change the background so that we see a little bit about what your personality is or your mood is today. For using Zoom, if you would like to, absolutely turn on your camera and join us for this fun icebreaker. If you have not done this before to change your background, at the bottom of your screen is a button that looks like a video camera and it says stop video. Don't click the stop video. Just to the right of that is a caret or an up arrow. When you click on the up arrow, you can choose blur my background, which a lot of us have on. You can choose virtual background. So go ahead and select the virtual background. You may have some that are stored in your account. You may not. I'll change mine to my work one, but you simply select the one that you would like to use. If you don't have anything saved, there's a little plus button that you can barely see. When you click on the plus button, that actually will allow you to go in and add an image. You can even add a video to your background, but that's a fun way to just kind of show how you're feeling for the day. So that's our first quick icebreaker. This is one that you can kind of continue to play with along the way as we go through today's session. Okay, so the next one is called Emoji It. And this particular one you could use in a virtual setting. There are creative ways that you could use it in person too, depending upon what your purpose is. So with Emoji It, basically, it's selecting what your favorite emoji is. So for our purposes today, we're going to take to chat again, and we're going to add to chat what our favorite emoji is, but you have to take it a step further. It's not just your favorite emoji, it's why it's your favorite emoji. So take to chat and use the emojis. Now, I am going to share my screen because what if you don't really know what your favorite emoji is or you don't know how to get your favorite emoji? Well, we have these assistants that can absolutely help us figure out emojis. Now, I did this in advance just for the sake of time, so I happen to use Copilot. You can use absolutely any AI tool you prefer, or you can just go search for an image. So for this one, I just asked for a happy dog emoji. Copilot created one for me. So I could download one of the images and I could throw them into chat if I wanted to, or if I didn't want something that was created and I wanted to use sort of the standard emojis, I could certainly ask for help that way too. So for this one, I think I asked for, what did I ask for? Oh, the most common emoji for smiling. So Copilot gave me a couple of suggestions that I could copy and use, or it gave me a whole slew of images that I could select from. So pick your favorite emoji. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, go into chat, drop what your favorite emoji is, and let us know why. So we're going to give you about 10 seconds to do this because we have so many great things that we want to share today that we'll kind of do this fast. So it looks like hugs because someone's a hugger, cracking jokes, so the laughing, the cat with the heart eyes. So this is great. Excellent, excellent. I noticed that no one ran out real fast and created their own emoji for today's purposes to add in. For those of you that use different chat tools, perhaps in your work environment, sometimes you can create the emojis and add them in, like Slack, for example, is the one that I use. And you can go in and add your particular emojis for future use. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next emoji. Again, the next icebreaker. This is a really fast session. George, I am going to pass it to you for the next icebreaker. Make sure you share your audio when you share your screen, if you share it. Okay, it's all yours.
All righty, well, thank you so much for sharing that. And and for leading us in this. So the first thing that I am going to do is let me share my screen here with a little sound. Because of what Kelly was just talking about, and I'm surprised that no one went and made their things. I had to also, so I had to make a new fire emoji. So I have a black and red fire emoji because those are my colors. That's just the way it is. So I had to share that really quick before we started. But everybody can see the screen okay? Good?
Yep.
Okie doke. Alrighty. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about our walk-up song, right? So me being a boy of the 90s, I had to watch wrestling, right? And one of the coolest parts of wrestling was whatever song they chose as they were walking up, right? I'll never forget the dong from The Undertaker when he was coming out and everything went dark and the lights and all of that. And I am thematic. If I am nothing else, I'm very thematic. So I have a very old school music taste, if you will. I grew up, my dad was a radio DJ most of my life, so he would always work at classics, right? So that meant 60s and 70s was always played in our house. We'd always listen to him. And before he would go out at the end of his thing, he knew we were headed off to school, and he's like, hey, today I got to play the song for my boys. And so he would always play Hotel California or House of the Rising Sun, right? And so those have always kind of been our songs in the background, and I've used them for multiple things. And I even at our house, we have a wake up playlist for our kids. Like instead of going in, turning on the lights, waking everybody up, I have this wake up playlist, and it has a lot of things. But for me, I've always thought about what hypes me up. And I am more of kind of a rap person. So I always pick Let's Go by Trick Daddy, because I mean, who doesn't love a little Trick Daddy, Lil Wayne, Lil Jon, Twist, and all of that. So real quick, this is how I get hyped up. I would use it with my football students, and we'd play it in the locker room, and it would really get them hyped up. So I'm just going to play just real quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to a couple people to choose their own kind of hype up song. So the first one I'm going to play here is Trick Daddy's Let's Go. A little bit more explicit than I thought that one was going to be. But we use the non-explicit one normally. Did not notice that was said official. And I was like, oh, okay, then I saw the explicit. My bad. But the other one that I like to use mainly with my kids is this one. And I hope everybody loves this one.
Look, I can be a sark now. My whole house is great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my Allisons. I like my moms. I like my sisters. I like my dad. I like.
So this one has all of the daily affirmations that I like for our daughter to kind of come up with and some things like that. And she would do it too. But my son saw this video, and I saw him, I cannot tell you how many times, randomly going up to a mirror and just affirming himself. He's like, hey, you're going to have a great day today, or hey, you're going to do these great things today. So thinking about how the music and things like that hype us up, what I want to do is I want someone to put in the chat, anybody, some of the songs that they would use to hype up. If they were coming out on the stage to go to wrestling, or if they were coming out to do your first presentation for your orientation for your students or something like that, put in the chat what songs get you going. Maybe it's the song you need to get you going for the day, or the song you need to get you going for that meeting you're not really ready to go into, or you got that last minute meeting, you're like, oh, not another one. So let's put in the chat a couple of songs that we see. So let's see what we got going on there. Oh, I'm loving it. So I'm seeing some AC/DC, Thunderstruck, great. Cody Johnson, Take a Chance, okay. LL Cool. Mama said knock Yolanda. I need to know a little more about that. Please share with us. Please. I gotta hear about this one.
You do. That's that intro, don't call it a comeback. It really hit my heart once I turned 40. Leave it at that.
I love it though. But hey, you take that out, right? It's not a comeback. We're just doing what Mama told us to do, right?
Right.
I love it. Ooh, Living on a Prayer, ODB, some Shimmy Shimmy Yeah. Oh, of course. Mandisa, Good Morning. I don't know that one, Tony, but I'm going to have to hear that one now. All We Do Is Win. That's a perfect one. That's a great one right there. Let's see. Ooh, I see Gloria Estefan. I see some Madonna. Oh, Theme to Rocky, right? I mean, come on. Champion by Miranda Lambert. Haven't heard that one. Again, Eye of the Tiger. Gypsy Man by War.
So one of the things that George was saying is that, being able to use these with students, but you can also use these for meetings. So if you are in corporate or don't teach, or you're just having a meeting with your crew, you can also, start the meeting with, or have whoever's leading the meeting start their meeting with their walk up song, even if it's virtual. So.
Love that. I saw House of Pain jump around. I love it. Love it. Chameleonaire riding that. Oh, I knew that was my wife. Oh, sorry. I saw that. I was like, there can't be two people who think that's their song. My wife loves Chameleonaire. Awesome. Jay-Z, let me reintroduce myself. I love it. Great songs, guys. And this is not just for meetings, not just for your students. Maybe you hit that 2:00, afternoon dread, and you're like, I need to wake up. And so you put that power song on, right? That power ballad, whatever it is, right? That's going to help you get going. So great. And, you can have your students use this, or your staff, or whoever you're meeting with. You can have them come up with some songs also. Or maybe they can use the song to close out this meeting. Maybe it has been something a little bit harder than it should have been. Everybody kind of joined together in this song. All right, we're going out on a positive note. But I will now turn it back over to Rhonda, right? You're next. Oh, the catch-up song. I love it. I said, hey, ha, the hey, I mean, what? No, I don't know. Turning it over.
Thanks, George. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do Kahoot. So I just realized that I'm on a very limited version of Kahoot. And so I can only have 20 people in my session. So we're going to start this, but the first 20 people to jump in gets to play. And I know there's a whole lot more than 20, but let me first share my screen. And then I'm going to get us started. So if you have Kahoot, you can either play on your computer at www.kahoot.it and type in this pin, or if you have the app, you can also join in. I should have done my walk-up song, but thank you. We had 15-minute meeting at the beginning of each week just to kind of get us together. It was fun. We didn't talk anything about work, but someone always created a game. And so we never knew what the theme was going to be until we showed up, and then we got started. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started. I do have 25. Sorry if y'all weren't able to join, but with interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And this is Computer Hacker Movies and TV Shows. So the first question is identify the movie or TV show. And so you notice on the left-hand side, I do put a timer up here. You have 8 more seconds, but you also see how many number is over here. When it's done, it will automatically stop. Yay, everyone said The Matrix. Good job, everyone. So let's see if this was, so if you don't know, I'm so sorry, my dogs decide to bark when I decide to get up. If you don't know anything about Kahoot, there's many other things that you can use, but it tallies the speed and the accuracy. And so Yogo was the fastest with 926 points. So let's go to our next question. Cisco, Ramon, Felicity, Smoke, and Wynn's Shot are all hackers in which universe? I will keep an eye on here in the answers. Once I actually hit the number, because I think there was 25 or 26, I can actually stop it at that point or just let it go down to the second. So it's DC, Flash, Green Arrow, and Supergirl. So I looks like I fooled some people there. So let's go. Let's see where we are. Oh, a little bit of shake up at the top. And then let's go to the next question. Identify the movie or TV show. This is a little older TV show. Ah, nice. Swordfish. Okay. El Guapo's at that top. So let's see. Can you identify this one? Okay, it's Hackers. Y'all are pretty good. So it's almost a split there. That one was a tricky one. So let's see how we, have lots of shake up at the top, except that El Guapo is killing it. Need to find out who El Guapo is when we're done. And how about this one? And that was Gamer. I didn't know that one. And then next, a little bit more shake up at the top, but that one didn't fool y'all. So let's go. Hopefully this one actually gets you. Yes, it was Snowden. So let's go to the next and see where we are here. Mr. Robot. And that was Wargame. So y'all were good on that one. And so one of the things with Kahoot or any of these games, you can do it that is learning more about your team or the students that's in your class, or it could be something related to your class, or it could be just something fun like this. So, okay, El Guapo went down. That's the first time I think since the beginning. We're almost in. Last three. Okay, and now the last question. Okay, let's see who are the winners. Third place, Keith. Second place, El Guapo. And first place is Pat Smith. So congratulations to all. So who was Fat Smith? Oh, George. Who was El Guapo? Jamie. And Keith. Somewhere in there, somewhere. Well, congratulations. But this is a fun way to, like I said, we used to do these every single week. I did everything from gymnastics to Disney princesses to this. So I am now going to turn it over to
I'm next.
George. Yes. There you go.
Yay, I'm back. All righty. Thank you so much for that. I love anytime we can get into that and start being competitive. It gets the juices flowing and all of that. So another one that I used, and I used it with my team today just to see how they came up with it. And I found out not only does it help us kind of think about ourselves, but it helps us see the personalities of the other people that we're working with. So it's called animal attributes. And so what we're going to do is we're going to liken ourselves to animals, right? And something that we do and how it kind of relates to attribute of a specific animal. So I'm putting the sentence starters in the chat, right? So it is I, verb of your work, right? I teach, I create, I design, I whatever, like a specific animal, and why you chose that animal. What attributes about that animal are relatable to what you do, right? So Jaime, who's in here today, he came up with, I work like an oyster, slowly building upon a simple thing and transforming it into something beautiful. Reyes, you can be a lichen as much as you want, werewolf, whatever, skinwalker, however you want to do that, whatever animal it is that you'd like that. And I absolutely loved Jaime's coming up with the oyster, right? Because of course we're like, okay, where's this going, guy? And then, working slowly to make something beautiful. Absolutely love it. So that tells us a little bit about his personality, right? He's slow, he's diligent, he's very thoughtful, not slow as he thinks slow. He thinks very prudently about what he does. So I definitely want that to be put out there. I did not mean slow in any type of cognitive capacity. But the reason I said slow was because Edith on my team came up with, I jump like a monkey trying to solve all problems for all my faculties. So, right, she's our veteran. She's been here one of the longest. So she is all about putting out fires. Hey, I've been there, done that. I know where this is going halfway through their sentence. She's ready to go. She's always on time. She's jumping the ball. Jaime's been here just a year, and so he's still getting his things. And I think that's great, right? I want our new people to make beautiful things. I don't want them to just rush to judgment. So would anybody like to share theirs? Okay. Oh, Kelly, we started talking about octopus earlier. So I'm glad that you put it in there. Like octopi was we even watched videos. It was awesome. So Kelly puts, I work like an octopus because I'm involved in a lot of projects at once. Too bad I don't have 8 tentacles and 9 brains like yeah, exactly, right? I mean, some people would say I have the 3 stomachs like an octopus, but other than that, I'm not quite there, but I love it. Okay, Angela says, I flutter like a butterfly from one flowerful coworker to another. I love that. So are you helping carry pollen to and from to kind of ignite things? Tell us a little more about that one. I want to know a little more about your butterfly work.
It's a catch-all. Like I'm solving problems, or I'm brainstorming for solutions, or thinking of ways to make things simpler and more streamlined.
Okay. And you look pretty while you're doing it. That's also what we're
exactly.
Right?
Transformative. Some months are caterpillarish, some months are butterfly.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get out of that chrysalis. I love it. I love it. Would anybody else like to share theirs? Just going to take one more before we move on. You don't have to put it in the chat. If someone would like to just unmute themselves and talk about it, we're cool with that also. I got a teenage daughter. I can sit and stare at the screen all day, guys. Just saying. But if no one's in the sharing mood, that's fine. We're going to move on to the next one. So the second part of this, right, is very similar, but this time what we're going to talk about is how we have our working relationships, right? So back to my team earlier. Let's see here. Edith, I love hers. It was the best. So Edith says, I discuss with faculty different options, just like a parrot, repeating and repeating what will be the benefit of those, right? So again, being that veteran, being very colorful, loud, that is who our Edith is. She is our little ball of energy. She gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning for workout, everything. She does all of those things, right? So mine, I kind of like mine. I'm going to share this one. So I ideate with others like a Tasmanian devil, fast and untethered to societal norms, because I am always thinking outside of the box and it's always crazy. And I may look a little bit like a Tasmanian devil because my shop looks like a Tasmanian devil just went through it. Right? I was always told if you have a clean shop, you're not working in there. I took that to heart and I have made it the messiest place I've ever been. So, who would like to share their second ones, their working relations? Let me also put in Jaimez. He says, when speaking to faculty, I strive to be a part of something bigger, like a worker ant ensuring the survival and growth of the colony. So again, very much about being a part of the whole, right? He's still trying to figure out his role within our department and things like that. So again, thinking about what they come up with, there's so many more things we can pull from this rather than just what they think of themselves, right? So who would like to share one? So, and the parrots make sense for Edith because here in Brownsville, we have tons of those green parrots and they are loud. And I mean, and they're mean too. They've like got into our building and they're like in the vents and we could hear them in there like going, so I know exactly, when she said that, we knew exactly what she was talking about. All right. Douglas says, I work like an owl because I'm wise and do my best work at night. Hey, I love it. You know, again, I'm a dad, so waking up early when the house is quiet, super important. I'm with you 100%. Who else has one? I love that. The owl working at night. That's great.
I'm like a Hydra because once I answer one email, 5 more take its place.
There you go. Hydra. Very good. I think there's also something there to say about your husband and your children too, but I mean, we won't get into that one.
Maybe. With love.
This is true. Judith. My girl, Judith Getzo. What about you? You got one you want to share with us?
I actually like the owl one because that's me. I'm a night owl completely. I'm answering emails and of course messages at 3, 4. I have to copy that one.
I have gotten some emails from you rather late at night before, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love it. I think we are at a place in society where whenever we do our best work is when we should be able to do our work. I'm just saying. I am just saying.
I agree. It's quiet. That's when it's quiet. So.
Exactly. But I would agree with you, Judith. You are an owl. Wise and very calculating. Very so. All right. Anybody have a fun one? Anyone have something cool that they want to share? What animal they think everybody's nowadays are talking about their spirit animals. So what is the spirit animal for today for you guys?
It's like work like a duck, calm on the surface,
and then just go into town. I love it. I love it. And Tony is the epitome of that. She's always calm, cool, collected. And then the moment she's out of the limelight, she's like, oh, I got this to do. And she's just, 100 miles an hour. So I'm with her 100% on that one. Anybody else? Hey, Bam Bam, got any grapes? That's a good one. Oh, a taquache. I may look dead tired, but I promise I'm working hard. Denise, are you from the 956? Okay. I had a feeling she had to. She had to be. I mean, that is the Valley's spirit animal is the tequache. So, I mean, hey, it may look like a dumpster fire, but they got it under control. I promise you. They got it under control. Awesome. So let's see here. One more. I love it, Denise. I love it. And then I see Yolanda's. Hers is gross. I love gross. I take in learning all the new things. I eat it up and then share with everybody I work with, regurgitate it like a mama bird. Hey, that one's great. Again, this is all about being open and what is it that we feel that we're doing? Sometimes we do feel like that. I mean, sometimes like you tell them the 12th time, hey guys, we're doing this. And they're like, wait, when are we doing it? Rhonda feels that way with me, I'm sure, all the time. She's like, oh, great. Another meeting with George. Here we go. But yes, I love these. Did anybody have a gestalt? Did anybody was like, hey, you know what? I never thought about this animal and how closely I resemble this. Did anybody have an animal that they didn't think they were going to pick or have kind of associated with them? So Harriet says she can't think of an animal what is the most loyal animal? And I would say, man's best friend, because Harriet is that person you always want around you. She's that calming, right? Like my dog is super crazy, like Rhonda's, but like when you're not feeling well, she'll come and cuddle with you the entire time and everything. Like she can tell who's not feeling well with who she's on. So I love it. Dragon, because you're mystical, maybe. I would say Harriet, she's like a dog in all the positive ways, because I love my dogs. I love my dogs. A puppy. I'll take a puppy. They're cute. They're cuddly. They're everything you want. All right. Well, I hope we've had a little fun with our animals, and I hope your spirit animal helps carry you through the day. And I hope that maybe you guys can come up with some spirit animals in your next session. I'm not saying anybody get, like tattoos of their spirit animal yet, but hey, I might be down for that. Just let me know. And let's see. Two truths and a lie gets turned over to Janet. I'm out of here.
Hello, everyone. This is Janet Camps from Del Mar College, and I have an oldie but a goodie. This is going to be two truths and a lie, but I do have a little spin on it. It's definitely an oldie but a goodie. I mean, this works well in sync. I've used it in synchronous and asynchronous settings or for classes. And my spin on it is two truths and a lie, or it could be two truths and a fib, two truths and a half truth, two fibs and a fabrication. I mean, two truths. Goodness, we're doing a lot of lying here. Two truths and a lie, or fib, or half truth, or fabrication. Personally, I prefer half truth or fabrication rather than an outright lie, because I personally don't want to tell students to lie. Now, that could be also content specific. Because if you're in, I don't know, maybe you're dealing with folks in going into legal professions, you might want to employ sophistry there instead of a lie. But it's all about what you're comfortable with. So it works basically by students just giving their name, and they say two true things about themselves, and then something that is actually either not about them or it's halfway only about them. And I'm going to do this quickly because I know we're getting close on time. And so I'm going to try and share my screen here. Well, I was going to share my screen, but I don't think it's not coming up. Okay, so I'm going to do this verbally. This is as just like we are synchronous right now. And so I am going to give you a real quick example. And so here we go. I've got three things here. Two are 100% true about me, and one is an outlier of one sort or another. So first one is my first job was in a plant nursery for 50 cents an hour. That's my first one. My second one, I taught Spanish. My third one, I'm a 5th degree black belt in karate. Does anybody want to take a guess at which one was the outlier? The fib, the lie, the fabrication, the half truth. Okay, I'm seeing taught Spanish. I never made 50 cents an hour, taught Spanish, not a Spanish teacher, taught Spanish. This is really interesting. I'm karate is a lie, 50 cents. 50 Cent. Okay, yeah, I'm musical, but I'm not that kind of musical. Karate. Okay, well, to spare everybody the time and the absolute suspense I know everyone is enduring right now, I was a Spanish teacher. I did teach Spanish. I taught Spanish for well over a decade. And my first job actually was 50 cents an hour in a plant nursery. This was way back in the mid 70s. Okay, this is a long time ago for some of us. And this is not a fib, it is a half truth. I am not a 5th degree in karate. I am a 4th degree. So there's my half truth. Okay, so you math purists out there, that's 4th, 5th. Okay, we're talking percentages and fractions and everything. Yeah, you could, there's a jump off of that right into some sort of mathematics or statistics lesson right there for you. And that's mine. And I'm going to hand it off to Kelly, is it? Do I remember that right? Yes, Kelly.
Thanks, Janet. Actually, for the sake of time, I'm going to give you guys a quick snippet of what this last icebreaker is, and then toss it to Rhonda to kind of wrap up the session. One of the things that I will share is that you can use AI along the way. Right? So I've been posting little comments and thoughts and whatnot. One of the activities that you can do is use AI, like I said, to help you with whatever your icebreaker is. There is an activity in the resources folder called A Few of My Favorite Things. One of the things that you can do with that is give students a specific prompt or a set of things that they need to use to generate their image. Now, whether it's a student or a participant in a meeting or a training, whatever you use it for, the point is to have them go generate the image. You could use a tool like Padlet that allows you to use the I Can't Draw tool or any other tool. Post it and then do it in a way where you can go back and discuss the images that are selected with having your participants give the why. This is great for a small group, get to know each other kind of activity. So with that, I will pass it to Rhonda because we are really short on time, and I'll let you wrap this up, Rhonda. Thank you.
Thank you. So I just want to let y'all know the whole time that I wasn't talking, my dogs weren't talking. But when I start talking, they talk. And so I hope that they decide not to talk this time. And I really apologize for that. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to wrap us up. So one of the things that we did actually have a couple of other icebreakers that we were going to have y'all participate in. One was a desert island. So basically, what would you bring to a desert island? You have this rule and people are trying to figure out what the rule is. Then there was also scavenger hunt, which is very fun. You get to have people run all over wherever they are and pick up stuff. And that's really good virtually as a virtual icebreaker. All of that information is in the folder that we provided to you, which is right here. But we definitely want to thank y'all for participating as much as y'all did. It was amazing. And don't forget, again, next month in September, we have Engaging Students in a Distracted Digital Age. Again, you will get an email from Lisa right after this to direct you to be able to sign up for this as well. Or if you want to, you can always come to our site. We have things posted all the time, but you can go to webinars and bite-sized learning and see what has been done and look at other webinars that we've had up there. We would like to thank our sponsors. Couldn't do a lot of the things that we do without them. Our premium partner is Anthology, Platinum is Digital Resources. We have our gold partners, D2L and Spera and Pronto and Upswing, and then our silver bronze partners, they are listed. Again, don't forget about our Fall Leadership Workshop, October 16th through the 18th in Marble Falls. We would love to see you there. Get to, again, as Kelly says, learn about your leadership, but also help the leadership and move Texas Daily forward. And save the date. We would love to see you in our conference. It's March 30th through April 2nd, and also the virtual is the 22nd. And you can come. We would love you to join our association if you are not already a member. It's only $50 to join, and definitely visit us in all of these different sites. So we have X, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So thank y'all so much for coming. We definitely love having you here. The participation was amazing. Love to see all the different ways that people are engaging their students. So thank y'all so much for coming.